There's a call in the air, can you hear it ring? A vision of change, it's our time to bring. Gather round all you dreamers and doers. Together we're stronger, together we're movers. Lifting each voice, a chorus so bold. In the name of love, let our stories unfold. Every heart matters, every hand we lend. Welcome to the table where we all transcend. Welcome to the table where new dreams are born. A space for the hopeful, a bright new dawn. With courage and kindness, let's break down the walls. For initiative, together we'll answer the calls. No more division, it's time to unite. Each story, each struggle, it's our shared light. From every corner, let's lift and embrace, creating a future with compassion and grace. So let's build the bridges, let's cross every line. In the heart of the struggle, the stars will align. The promise of progress with every hand we lend. Welcome to the table where we all transcend. Welcome to the table where new dreams are born. A space for the hopeful, a bright new dawn. With courage and kindness, let's break down the walls. For initiative, together we'll answer the calls. Welcome to the table where new dreams are born. A space for the hopeful, a bright new dawn. With courage and kindness, let's break down the walls. For initiative, together we'll answer the calls. Together we'll rise. Together we'll fight. Hand in hand we'll chase the light. In hand we'll chase the light. Championing change, let's write our own song. With faith in each other, we can't go wrong. Welcome to the table where new dreams are born. A space for the hopeful, a bright new dawn. With courage and kindness, let's break down the walls. For initiative, together we'll answer the call. So come join the circle, take your place here. With love as our guide, we'll shed every fear. Welcome to the table, the time is now. In unity we stand, let's take our bow.
Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you're having a wonderful night. We're going to be doing some D&D tonight. It's going to be a fun time, I hope. Taryn and Ruben here don't know if they're going to wake up, but we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Like I said before, and like I said every single time, if you want to support the channel, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because that's really the best thing you can do. Your free time is the absolute best thing we could ask for, because that just shows a level of commitment and hopefully respect, I guess. I don't know. I'm just here to make you laugh, and hopefully that happens, and maybe scar you emotionally a little bit too as well. I didn't say that last part, guys. Don't worry about it.
Whisper in the wind.
All right, so last session, you guys found yourself in the library in front of this mysterious tome, to which you attempted to open, and unfortunately you guys did not prevail at this. You fell just shy, and as you did, the tome snapped shut and kind of, well, essentially, for the lack of a better way, kicked you out of the library. As you made your way downstairs, you felt like you were hungry and you decided to get something to eat. But before you could even sit down, you heard this loud crash and bang happen from outside. And as you both ran outside, you realized, at first you thought your dragons were just, well, they were playing. But unfortunately, it all became too real when you realized that they were no longer playing. They were fighting. And then when you tried to intervene and politely tell them to stop, they sloughed you off. They didn't adhere to that command in any way. So what you did, Orlina, was decide that you were going to hop on your dragon, and that's where the excitement began. And I'm recapping an entirely different session. God dang it. All right. So we already recapped that. You rode the dragons, you broke the cloud bank, and now you're at the top of this world where you see a world in a world. A world above the world. And as you're flying, you realize that this exertion of energy from your dragons was too much. And suddenly you realize you're in a deadfall. Your dragons are not responding. They're collapsing in on themselves, and you are now at the precipice of trying to command them to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are attempting these feats, you don't know if anything is actually happening. You don't know at this moment if you are getting through to them, if you're assisting them in any way. And as you guys get closer and closer to the ground, Orlina, you watch as Rigor just at the last second finally opens his eyes, goes to spread his wings to break the fall, and unfortunately is a little too late and comes into contact with the courtyard and Dernrath, throwing you from his back with enough grace to not hurt you, but not enough to protect himself. And he unfortunately ends up bruising his ribs. As this happens, Hathor, you manage to wake Pyre, and Pyre spreads his wings, and just in the nick of time, you soar over top of the keep walls. But you also see Orlina and Rigor crash into the ground. After all the commotion has finished and Pyre, you've landed, you are greeted by Wild Oak, and Wild Oak proceeds to tell you that your dragons, they're just not ready. They're not ready for what's to come. They're not ready for the adventure that you need to leave on, that you guys need to start looking for what is causing the chaos in this world. And unfortunately, your dragons are too young to go out with you. So he offers you the ability to portal from Dernrath and back into Umberfell, in which you guys gladly take that portal. And as you find yourself at the cliff face just above Alderholt after you take this portal, emotional goodbyes, not really goodbyes though, more like see you laters. And then you guys start making your way down the mountain cliff, the same cliff that you saw Skeld fall from on your journey up. As you get closer to the bottom, you can hear some chattering, some laughter, some commotion coming from Alderholt. But that's unusual considering it's almost the middle of the night. It's quite late. And as you do break into view and you see Alderholt before you, you see in front of this large pyre, this large fire burning in the middle of town. You see about 15 to 20 residents just dancing and cheersing and having themselves a really good time. But one in particular catches your eye. Skald caught your eye. He's up and dancing around, and as far as you guys are concerned, he is supposed to be dead. After you guys decide to talk to the lovely townsfolk, you realize that you let a little too much slip. They're dancing because they feel that you guys have dealt with the the monster of the Frostspire, the monster of Arendare Mountains. But you, obviously, Orlina, not knowing when to not speak, let loose that the Yeti is still alive. And as you realize the Yeti is still alive, and as they realize the Yeti is still alive, a panic starts in motion, and you see most of the townsfolk head off back to their houses. As you guys decide to try to head over to the Frostwood Inn, you find the door is locked. The innkeeper he's locked it. He's not allowing you guys to step through and get to where you need to be because, well, you guys seem to have lied. You lied about what happened. You were caught in that lie, and now you gotta live that lie. So Garrick decides to lock the door and leave you out in the cold, middle of the night. But as you're standing there, you hear this ting, like a hammer hitting glass. Ting. It's from the blacksmith. You can see there's a dim light coming from there. So you head over to the blacksmith, and there, as you stumble your way inside, you see Edric, large man, covered, weathered hands, covered in all sorts of soot and just motions from the day, and he's pounding away at something on the anvil. But he asks, what brings you there? But he already kind of knows what's going on, and he offers you a cot for the night. And as you guys go upstairs, and he bids you a good night and heads back downstairs, you start to hear the ting again, but accompanied by a hum. And before you even could realize, before you understand what is actually happening, Orlina, you're the first to close your eyes. And as they're closing, you hit the pillow. And as Orlina is falling quickly to sleep, Hathor, you realize in this moment that there's something going on. There's something afoot here. And as you try to gain your concentration and figure out what is going on, it's just a little too late. And as you're calling out to Orlina, just in that last moment, you realize it's a blink, another soft blink. Then suddenly, your head hits the pillow and you're out. And you can taste it. Sweet, metallic soot, like rainwater dripping through the copper pipes. The scent of smoke clings to the air, soft at first, but like smoldering herbs, and then sharp, darker, as if something ancient has been burning down to the bone and memory. A sound hums beneath it all. Ting, ting, ting. A rhythmic chime, like a hammer kissing glass on an anvil. Not striking with brute force, but precision, ritual, creation, or destruction. You're not sure which. A vast hall opens around you. Walls wreathe in ever-shifting flame and shadow. Sigils dancing like moths cross the floor. You think, no, you know, something is watching you. Not with malice, with expectations. Then your eyes open. The room is bright now. Too bright. Sunlight spills across the wooden floorboards, chasing away the last threads of your dream. The echoes linger. You lie there in bed, chest still rising with steady breath through. It feels like a rain. It feels like you ran a mile. You don't understand what happened last night. The details slip through like smoke through fingers. And somewhere in the back of your skull, behind your teeth, you can still taste it. That strange soot. You smell faint embers in your hair. The forge song sings. Lingers in your ears. A whisper now. You feel rested, but nothing has changed. Something, though, has begun. All right, so you both wake up. It is now morning. It's bright out. You've both gotten a full rest. You feel extremely rested, actually. Like uncharacteristically rested. Like you slept for like a week and a half easily. And you don't understand how that happened. Below you, you can hear the crack of the kindling catching flame, the low rumble of the hearth being fed for the day's work, then clong, clang, the smith awakes, the hammer strikes again. More real now, though. Metal on metal ring up through the floorboards in a crescendo of older memories. Clang, hiss, clang. You can almost hear the breath between each blow, as if the forge itself is alive and exhaling heat into the morning air. Outside your window, the town begins to stir. A cart rolls past, wheels creak under the weight of fresh goods. Voices drift in, muffled at first. A woman calls for her children, a dog barks once, and then a bell chimes softly. Somewhere, someone's laughing. The dream may be gone, but something of it follows. In the rhythm of the smith's hammer, in the warmth of the sun on your skin, in the scent of the ash still lingering, your clothes like it's clung to you from somewhere else. What are you doing?
What, you got to hit our long rest button to get after that too?
Oh yeah, you're fully long rested. Yeah, go ahead.
Already.
Mark that down.
Okay.
You got all your stuff back. All of it back,
Okay.
guys.
Oh, question.
All
Because
right.
I fell asleep holding that dagger close to me as falling asleep. Did I end up cutting myself at all while I was holding the dagger, or did it just drop to the floor?
You know what? Fuck it. Roll me. What would that be? What would we call that? Nah, you know what?
Probably perception.
No, not perception, because perception is what you would see. Like you're holding on to it, right? You want to be.
Yeah.
You know what? Like a Baja Blast. Mojo, screw you, man. Sorry, that's chat. You know what? Roll me a d20. Just roll a d20, man. Let's see what happens
Already.
here. Oh, shit.
Oh,
Oh, the first roll of the night's a natural one. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do here, guys? What are we doing here? I can't believe this is going on. Okay. You're
supposed to bring me luck.
throughout the night, you passed out. You guys wake up and you're under the covers, by the way.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, you're not just laying on the bed. You're under the covers. You're fully dressed still, but you're just under the covers, like someone came and covered you up. Your hand hurts, Orlina. Specifically your right one. While you were sleeping and you were in this dream and you felt like you were running, your hands were clenched and you didn't realize. You thought you were holding onto the hilt, but you were holding onto the blade. You've cut your hand open.
Oh.
Not bad enough that you took any damage from it, but enough that it's quite sore. Yeah.
Understandable. Are you okay with that, Thor?
Yo.
Blood.
Oh my gosh, Orlina, what happened?
I was dreaming and I thought I was on the dragon and I holding the saddle. I guess I held the blade on my knife.
Oh my gosh.
I better put that knife away.
The knife's on the floor right now.
Oh, pick it up.
Yeah, you dropped it. It's on the floor.
No, I'm okay though. I'm okay.
You can see that the blade has been stained a little bit red. There's some
Wash
blood
it
drops.
later.
There's some blood drops on the floor beside you from your hand.
Oh, oh goodness.
Well, apologize to the blacksmith on that one. We'll see if he has something I could use to wipe it up.
I mean, yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
bad for
fella.
leaving a mess.
I mean, there was something up with how quickly we fell asleep, so I don't think
Yeah,
it's your fault that you fell asleep with the knife.
I was worried, like that. Never felt anything like that before, so I
No.
figured be cautious.
Yeah. Oh, it felt weird.
Mm,
You
the
you
rest,
had did you have weird dreams too?
yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah. No, I still feel that sensation of being watched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was creepy.
That was very creepy. Um, Hopefully, these weird dreams start connecting and making sense.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like it's all over the place right now.
You hear it again. Ting. This time it's more solid. It doesn't sound like it did last night, where it was a soft echoing ping. It's more of a iron versus iron kind of hammer right now.
Guess we better go ask this. What was his name? Edric? That was his
Yeah,
name?
yeah.
To go ask
Ask
him what
him.
happened.
Yeah. No, I think he had something to do with it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oof.
I'm kind of curious what that was about that old lady we seen last night too.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if
Yeah.
she's still around.
Mm-hmm. I think they might know a bit more than they're laying it out on. It's
Mm.
fishy with them
Yeah.
in a good
Yeah.
way, though. I think.
Maybe. I don't know. All right. You got your
But
hand wrapped up? You good to head
yeah,
down and tuck a
yeah,
bed? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So you're heading down?
Heading
Yep.
down.
Heading down.
The stairs
Very cautious.
creak beneath the weight of your descent. The smell of smoke and heated metal grow thicker with each step. Morning light filters through the narrow windows, catching in motes of dust that dance like sparks in the air. The steady rhythm of hammer on steel, pause, only for a breath, then resumes. You reach the bottom floor, where the forge and the living space bleed into one another. The room is warm, alive with a low roar of the hearth and the occasional spit of embers from the open forge. Tools hang in perfect arrangement along the wall. Iron rods and tongs gleam from fresh use. A half-finished blade rests atop the anvil, glowing softly at the edges. And there he is. Edric Van stands before you. Broad and still as stone, shoulder-length dark brown hair, damp from sweat. He doesn't turn, but his voice cuts through the heat and haze with practiced ease. How was your rest?
It was good. That was kind of weird how we just fell asleep so quick.
Did you? Go ahead.
Do you have a rag or something? I kind of cut myself and made a mess on the floor. I want to go clean it up before um, anything.
The hammer pauses midair, held loose by his weathered hand. He glances over his shoulder, one brow raised. What do you mean, last night? As he reaches beside him and throws a somewhat dirty rag to you.
Okay. After you showed us the room, when you came back down, there was, I don't know if you were humming something. I
We
started feeling oh, good. Go ahead, Hathor. Go clean this
yeah,
up.
yeah. We passed out. We like did you have something to do with that?
A quiet pause through the air, then dry as coal beneath the forge, he adds, with a smirk on his face as he kind of gleans over his shoulder still. People have told me my humming could put an ember bear to sleep. So if that's what you heard, I'll take that as a compliment.
Don't. What? What and last night? You're What do you mean by what do we mean last night? La
Well, you said
said
something
that
weird happened last night. So, and you were put to sleep, right? Is
yeah,
is that not what happened?
as far as we know and can understand.
All right. Well,
I'm trying to clean it up real quick.
that's it. He turns back to the forge, resting his hammer down with care. With his other hand, he lifts a bundle for each of you, places on the bench by the fire, leather wrapped, tied tightly with twine. Looks like gear for travel, and atop it rests, like a crown jewel, a dagger of glass, the color of fire frozen in time. He says quietly, I've put something together for you. You'll be needing it.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that mess. What happened? I got scared and I was holding my dagger and fell asleep with it and cut myself.
Well, that was dumb.
I was scared of what happened.
Well, do you usually grab blades when you're scared? Because you may want to turn back then. Friendly advice. Just saying.
Turn back to where?
Wherever you're coming from, because if you grab blades when you're scared and you're about to go down this road, well, you're pretty much going to do their job for them, right? Just kind of saying.
But
What do you know about the mountains?
What mountains?
The
Arendor.
Arendor Mountains, yeah. There you go.
Oh, Aaron, yeah, the mountains, yeah, they're right, yeah, they're mountains. What do you mean? Do I know about them? I live here. Of course, I know about the damn mountains. Lived here my whole life.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm just curious. What do you kind of look at what he gave us real quick? See what was in there.
The bundle is wrapped in worn but sturdy canvas, edges singed slightly at the corners from time spent too close to the forge. It smells faintly of smoke, leather, oil, and something earthy, cedar maybe. It's not large, but every piece inside seems chosen with care. Atop the bundle rests a folded cloak, deep charcoal in color with a subtle weave of dark red threads running through, like embers beneath ash. It's thick enough to guard against the mountain winds, but light enough to move without drag. Beneath it, neatly rolled, is a scarf. Soft wool, blue-gray, with edges hand-stitched in simple, steady patterns. It carries the scent of the forge, but also something gentler, like lavender, perhaps, comforting against the cold. And resting on top, gleaming like fire cotton crystal, is the dagger. Its blade is forged from ember glass, flickering with eternal light that shifts beneath molten orange and deep crimsons, as if catching the morning sun. The edges are wicked sharp, impossibly smooth, and the hilt is wrapped in black leather, worn to the shape of a strong grip. A small sigil is etched near the base of the blade, a smith's mark, Edric's signature. Beneath the glass veins, a copper swirl like frozen lightning. It doesn't hum, but it feels like it wants to. A tool, a weapon, a promise? Edric says nothing at first. He just watches as you take it in.
Well, thank you for the gift here, Edric. The cloak and scarf, and especially the dagger, look really, really nice.
That dagger there is emberglass, born from lightning and sand. It's not just for cutting. The blade's meant to remind you what's forged in fire doesn't break easy. Rare as anything and dangerous in the right hands. And he takes a step back, watching you now, the edge of a frown on his face.
Are you okay, Mr. Edric here? If he's okay. Looks like he's frowning.
This is an amazing dagger. It's quite an honor, honestly.
Well, whatever it was you felt last night, it's stirring something. I don't know what's coming, but if it is coming, you better be ready for it.
Okay. Won't be scared. I'll be brave. Thank you again. I wonder if we can find a map and try get to again. Blackthorn. There you go.
Yeah.
Blackthorn.
Yeah.
You see him
probably
take a long, deep breath. Exhales through his nose. A lot of charm, you could say. Less truth, though. Careful who you trust there. Smiles can lie just as easy as a blade can cut.
okay. Well, I'd like to see more of your work down the road. Is there any other, like a general store or anything around?
Not overly. We're more of a one-stop shop kind of town. The Frostwood is kind of where you sleep. You guys kind of blew that last night, though. I watched that kind of happen.
Yeah.
You seem surprised, though, to see Skull. That was interesting.
Well, yeah, we saw him fall from a very high cliff, so I'm still a little confused at how he's alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah, startling.
Yeah. He said something about that when he came back to town. Said that he, when he fell, it felt like said, usually, sorry, I'm trying to find it. Here it is. There was wind, a snap in his ears, then nothing. The snow, he says the snow should have cracked his spine in half, but he heard a chime, like a bell underwater. And then he woke up 2 days later.
That's kind of
Very
interesting.
interesting. Uh-huh.
She better make her way down through our journey.
Yeah.
Ooh, before we go, Mr. Edric, sir, do you know an elderly lady around? She-
Well, you mean Brindle?
I didn't get her name, but kind of
The
seen her
yeah,
last night, and
yeah, Elder Brindle. Well, we have a few elderly ladies here in Olderholt, but like the elder she lives in the house just north of me here.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. You seem like an interesting person, so like, we better get going. We've got a long way to go in a way.
Well, safe travels then. Be careful out there, and don't grab that dagger by the blade.
Yes,
If you
sir.
thought your other dagger was sharp, don't do that. Even if you're scared, don't do it. The look on his face is just, he's got a half-cocked smirk as he's saying this. Because he knows, like, you're not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he feels like this is information he's got to give you. Because of what you've already talked about.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Picks up his hammer again. Starts beating on the iron on the anvil. Clang.
So slowly start making her way out the mountain's anvil.
I'll just say
Look at his
thank
ring.
you. Yeah. Roll a perception check. Or,
Perception? All right.
oh,
Oh,
that would be 5.
Yeah, you don't know.
Okay. Alright. Well then. Thank you
okay.
for the daggers and everything. And the sleep.
You're welcome. Hopefully I don't have to see you around here. Or hopefully I do see you around here, I guess I would say. If I don't see you around here, then it means you failed and, well, whatever quest you're on. Hopefully that goes well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Don't work too hard. They're walking the other way.
Start walking out the door. Yep.
All right, so you walk out into the morning air. There's a bite of chill coming down from the north. The mountains are sending this gust of wind that seems to be stronger than most days down through Alderholt. You see most of the townsfolk who are walking around. They have got heavy cloaks on. They've got scarves pulled around their mouths. They're keeping themselves kind of warm. You see the Frostwood Inn across the fire that is kind of dwindling a little bit right now. The door's open. Other than that, you don't see much else. You just see people just going about their day.
Oh, do you want to try and get a map from Garrick?
Yeah. We can try that. Kind of curious about Skull too, and
Yeah.
that lady we seen last night too.
Yeah.
Quietly whisper, and I think Edric and that lady might know a bit more than they know.
Definitely.
Anyway,
There's something fishy going on there.
yeah, something's afoot.
Yep.
Did you even see what that lady looked like last night?
No. She looked old.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah.
And like Edric said, there's a lot of elderly people here, so it'll be tough to find out who.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
I
guys
don't
like
think we should-
walking there while you're talking?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we should stay here much longer, though.
Hmm.
Yeah. Don't feel very welcome.
Yeah. If I do a quick perception check as you're walking to see if that can spot that old lady.
If the what? If you can't spot
as
the
we're
old lady?
walking- Yeah, as we're walking towards the inn, I was like, just see if I can get a glance and try recognize.
Sure. Yeah. Give me a perception, bud. Let's go. There you go. There's a better roll.
17 all day.
17. You're keeping a watchful eye out as you cross the center of this town. You see playing off just past the rolled logs, past the fire. You see a couple of kids just playing off there. They're building what looks to be a snowman, throwing snowballs at each other and playing around the snow, having a good time. You see a couple of the townsfolk from last night standing and talking to each other, seeming as they're minding the children who are playing out about. You don't, however, see that old lady that you saw last night. You do notice the larger house that she went into. That it looks like it's hasn't woken up for the day. Still dark. Shades are drawn.
And that one was the one that was like Edric said north of his shop.
Yes, that would be
Okay.
this house right here.
Okay.
This one right here.
Okay.
That's
No, I don't see that person.
Mm.
If I remember correctly, going to that house.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it doesn't look like anyone's awake in it.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like it. Maybe before we go, just give a quick knock and see if there's any answer. If not, we'll. It is what it is in a way. And
Yeah.
continue our journey.
No.
as you approach the porch. There's like an eerie silence drifting over this house. You can't quite place it. You knock. Sounds hollow. As if a large house like this is empty when you hit the door. Just echoing through the whole main floor. But no one answers. You don't hear anything coming from inside.
No one's home. I better go see if Garrick has a map. Wonder if Scald's over there too. In
Take a
drinking
peek.
away.
Can't take a peek through the window before we leave.
The shades are drawn. You can't see through the window. There's no. Well, hold on. Give me a perception to see if you can figure out if there is a crack somewhere. If there's somewhere that's broken a little bit.
Get
Ooh.
that would be 14.
14.
No, 13.
You.
No. Yes, 14.
Okay. Final answer. Final answer.
Yeah,
All right.
fine.
As you look through the window, as you try to find a break in the shades somewhere where you can catch a glimpse of what is inside this house, you are unfortunately not successful as you scour the porch and check all the lower windows, but you unfortunately can't see in. Muted.
No one's home.
And floor.
Oh, you have to repeat it because you were muted.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. Yeah. Damn, Mike.
Is there a second floor?
There's a second floor. Yeah, so above you, you're under a porch. You're kind of like under an overhang. So the way this house looks is as you're stepping on the porch, above you is the roof. It looks like it overhangs, and then goes up again to where there's like a second floor that goes around. So you're kind of like going underneath where the front door is and the side doors. And the house kind of like hangs out over and around. There's pillars from the porch, from the edge of the porch, that support the front and the side parts of this house. There is no stairwell that you can see right now. There's no like steps that lead up to a second level because it's not a porch on the second level. It's just the front, like the side of the house.
Elena, how curious are you to figure out if anyone's home?
Good, curious.
Are you curious?
Yeah,
How do you?
Oh, go ahead.
If we stood on top of one another, would we be able to see?
If you stood on top of one another, would you be able to see? You know what? Give me an acrobatics to see if you can do this. Both of you, please.
Okay.
No, sorry. Hold on. No. It'll be an acrobatics for Hathor, and it'll be a athletics for you, Orlina. And first of all, how tall are you guys actually? Let me see. Hold on. First, what's your heights again?
I have that. Let me see.
Do you put in your backgrounds?
No, not yet. No, I didn't.
Fill out your backgrounds if you can when you have some time. 5'7". So you're 5'7", Hathor. And I think you said something about being around 5 something as well, Orlina.
Yeah, 5'7".
You're 5'7" as well?
Yeah.
Nice. We're both.
So you're both 5'7". So you stand roughly 11 feet on end?
Yeah, over. Yeah. Oh. No. Yeah.
All right. So so Hathor got a 19. Let's see what you roll
I
there.
got
Sorry.
21.
Go ahead. 21. Holy shit!
Oh, woo!
That would be 25.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Both of you give me a combined perception check, please, as well.
Okay.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Fucking Christ! It's crazy that you're the first one to roll a 1 and a 20 in this fucking oh my goodness! All right. Here's what we're gonna do. First, before you guys clearly understand that if you were to stand on top of each other's shoulders, you would not be able to reach the bottom part of these windows. They're too high up. But in knowing this, you glance around the bottom part of this house, and you end up finding what looks like a crate that you could stand on its end. That's large enough that one of you could stand on. That adds another about 3 feet And as so, hold on. I want here. Okay, hold on. This is what I want you guys to do for me. Okay, I want Orlina to explain how she's gonna climb up onto this crate, and then I want Hathor to explain how you're gonna climb up onto her shoulders.
Okay. No, I was just thinking of it too. Like, is there any windows in the back as well?
And then
Or
windows in
is
the
it just
back. While you were looking around, yeah, you saw some windows in the back as well.
okay? Because I was thinking of it. So, like, obviously, we're already on the town's bad side. I was thinking of maybe more go in the back, like behind the trees a bit, and like move the crate, then like just get my right foot up and pull myself up, and just kind of get square my stance up and put my fingers like this, on my hand, and get ready to have Hathor jump and just like push up, and then once she gets on the shoulders, I'll grip.
Yes. All right.
So, try myself. So you've got your hands out like this.
Yeah, so like
Or
this.
like
So
that.
like when you get ready to go on
Okay.
the shoulders, that's my
Oh,
whole boost.
well, we're pretty confident in our footing so far. So, step into her hand, and then reach my leg up
First
onto
of
her
all,
shoulder,
no.
and then her hoist me up.
Her
I'll
hoist you up.
step onto the other. Yes, and then I'll step onto her other shoulder and like balance, straighten.
All right. This is okay. So, as you place this crate down and you climb up onto the crate, you bend over and you reach up to help Hathor kind of step up, and you brace her on your knee, her foot on your knee for a second there, and as you as you do that, you are able to swing her around, and she jumps up high enough that she's able to jump up and get onto your shoulders, and you're able to like grab her by her ankles while she's standing on your shoulders, and she gets up close enough against the wall that she can see just about the bottom 6 inches of this window. Which one are you doing it again? Which window are you at?
I think more in the back.
One of the back ones?
Yeah, because like already know we're on bad terms with some of these town folks. It's like I don't want them to
Okay.
get more of a bad impression of us.
Okay. All right. As you peer into this window, you find that the shades aren't quite drawn as tightly as the ones on the lower levels. There is a crack in them. Unfortunately, the room is still somewhat dark, that there's a little split, a hair of light. And as you look through this little crack in the shades that are drawn, and you're about looking through like that, your head is blocking a good chunk of the light going into that room, that you can't really make out much that's in that room. You can see some shadows, you can see some shades and such. You can see what looks like could be a dresser and like a bed against one of the walls. The door doesn't look fully closed. You can see a crack open, but that's about all you can see right now.
It just looks like someone's bedroom, Arlena. I don't know. The door is ajar.
Okay, looks like sounds like someone's home.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if you want to try another window or
Well,
call it as it is and just carry on our journey.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like we should start moving on. Unless you want to keep going. I don't mind sticking around and taking a look, but
Let's give one of the side windows a quick try before we carry on. I have a feeling
okay.
about this old lady. She knows something.
Yeah, okay. I trust your instincts, Erlina.
All right, so you're gonna do a different window now on the side windows. What
Yeah.
side? The left or the right?
Let's go left.
So
Let's
up
say
here.
over here. Yeah.
So if you hold your left clicker down on your mouse, you'll like do that. It'll like that, so you can like kind of pick a spot to. Yeah, exactly. So then it'll like that'll
Okay.
let me know where you want to go. All right, so you want to go on that side right there.
Yeah.
All right. I need a now. I need. I need another one. I need another acrobatics from you, Hathor. Okay. All right. I need
17.
a. Now I need. Are you using the same crate?
Yeah, I'm using the same crate. Yeah, we'll do the same technique again.
All right. Okay. I need you to give me a acrobatics first, Orlina. All right.
Ooh,
And then I need you to give me a athletics.
It's 11 on the You said the first one was acrobatics, right?
Acrobatics. Wait, hold on. 11? You have a +6? What the fuck do you have?
Yeah, plus 6 on athletics.
So the first one was acrobatics. So that was a 5 plus
Okay,
2.
so that's,
And the second one's athletics.
okay. So 7
Oh, geez.
and
Okay.
8.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for this. You guys saw how easy it was in the back to place the crate. And you go ahead and you attempt the exact same thing again. As you go to hoist, first of all, as you step onto this crate, Orlina, you still feel confident that it's going to hold your weight. And then you begin. Hathor, you step up and put your foot on Orlina's right knee. And as you do, all you hear is crack. You both stop for a second. But with nothing else happening, continue. You decide to put all your gusto into that swing again. And as you do, you press down a little too hard, Orlina. Your foot goes through the crate as you hit the ground. And Hathor, now, who is in full swing to jump onto your shoulders, knees you in the back of the head.
Oh, no.
And you face plant into the ground.
Oh, no.
As Hathor falls on top of you.
Oh.
Oh, ow. Oh, Erlina.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm okay.
It's not enough for damage, but it's enough to make you feel embarrassed.
Okay. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
I'm still pretty.
Now here's the real question.
How loud were we?
Oh, you're lucky. Okay. All right. So what are you doing? You're right now your face first in the snow, and Hathor's like laying on top of you.
I will scramble off of her. I'll scramble off of Erlina and like roll her over.
You grab my head. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Oh my
I'm
God.
okay.
Time to go fall in the snow. Okay.
I
Okay,
think
well-
that's a sign to let's Let's just skedaddle out of this town.
I think so. I think so. I think we're done with
I
the
think
climbing
that's gonna.
boxes
Yeah,
and ourselves.
I think this town
Uh,
has enough of our shenanigans.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. So long as you're okay.
I'm okay.
Make
I'm
sure that
okay.
okay.
That was a good knee, though. Oh, you could really knock someone out with that if you give it more mush into it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. You guys managed to dust yourself off. You made a bit of noise, a bit of ruckus, but not enough to draw any real attention from anyone. Hathor, give me a perception check. Yeah, you don't know. You don't notice anyone looking at you. You don't really see anything going on.
Cool.
Cool. That's fair. I get
I
it.
feel so
This is
safe,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so what are you doing now? Where are we going? What's happening?
We'll go make our way to
Oh,
the inn.
The inn?
yeah.
Yeah, see if we can get a map
A map, eh? Okay. Well,
or get an idea of what.
as you dust yourself off and you start to lead your way away from this house that you are trying so very hard to sneak into and take a glimpse, you find yourself reaching the front door of the Frostwood Inn, and from inside you can hear, even though it's early morning, there's quite a bit of clamoring happening inside. You can hear some what you would consider familiar voices. One of them being Garrick. One of the other ones, Scald, is in there. He's hooting and hollering about the mountain. And another one, you remember the softer voice of the older man, Elias, who is also clamoring on about the mountain. As you step through the front door, it almost as if like an eerie silence drops over the room. Everyone stops. They look at you. You are now the center of attention. There's about 15 different people inside this inn right now, with Garrick behind the bar, Scald standing beside it, kind of what would look like running a town meeting, trying to figure out what they should do next. You hear words of, they lied, they should be run out of town. What were they doing up there for so long? How did they survive? There's questions, lots and lots of questions about the last couple of weeks.
That we should just back out. I think we can find our way on our own.
Yeah.
Starting to feel a little unsafe.
All right, so you just okay, first of all, you stepped into this doorway, right?
Yep.
You were seen.
Yep.
You're going to try to sneak back out. I would like you both to give me a group stealth check to see if you can sneak back out of this door before anyone like shouts your name. All right.
That's 8. I'll be right back.
That is straight 19.
Okay. Okay. You go to turn tail and you go to leave. Before you can, though, you hear, "Where do you think you're going?" It's Garrick.
Orlina?
Come in. Least you could do is explain to us what happened on that mountain.
Nothing to really tell?
Nothing to tell.
We're just traveling, and we survived off hunting and coming across some caves.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just walking in circles for a while there.
Yeah.
And yeah, the weeks, days, they all kind of blurred together, you know?
Mhm.
And we made it back here. And
Yeah.
we're on our way out. We're gonna go
Yeah.
back to our
Walking
that way.
in circles.
Yeah. The
All right,
mountains
listen.
are pretty,
Okay, no,
pretty
you.
big.
He slams both his hands on the counter, on the bar. He looks at both of you. The entire tavern just drops into their seats, as if the level of command Garrick has can silence them all. You walked around in circles on a mountain that is supposed to be inhabited by a monstrous creature. And you stand there telling us nothing happened.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to believe.
to tell you. It was lots of just surviving and living day to day. hoping that we'd make it to the
Considering
next day.
you are the only two to come down after a couple of weeks in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Luck was on our side. Yeah.
Luck, eh?
We also, do you believe that, the creatures out there, you've seen those eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A couple times.
Whenever we seen them, we bolted the other way. We obviously didn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
We were just
No.
trying to get by, and I do the best I can to hunt to make sure that we were fed and
Yeah.
did what we had to do.
You did good.
Yeah, thank you. I was taught well.
You were. Yep. No, you did good.
At the end of the day, sorry for lying to you about what happened, but we were just trying to protect you guys in a way, like that. The wilderness is dangerous, and
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're living in this type of area where you got freaking mountains of the blizzard, like
You
seeing all
hear
those people that you guys.
the tavern erupts again in chaos, shouting. A couple of older townsfolk scream out, What are we supposed to do? It was supposed to be gone. And a couple other ones, yeah, why do we have to always live in fear? It was said they dealt with it. And you hear Elias. He just sits down. He's sitting down at his table, the same table you found him at when you first showed up in town. Did you guys pose a threat at all to the Yeti? Because I hear if you pose a threat, he gets you.
No, we didn't pose a threat. Like you said, when we did see those eyes in the storm, we kept our distance.
Yeah. Well, no, we wanted to respect him.
You see Elias just shiver, as if he recalls his time that he went up there. And when he saw the eyes in the blizzard. Skald, on the other hand, I don't believe you. Nope, not one bit. There's no way you spent all that time on that mountain and didn't get into some trouble. No way. It's not possible.
Well, while you're speaking, good sir, what happened to you? Did you tell them what happened
Yeah,
from the
Because
beginning?
we sure remember that.
you guys tried to catch me. Well, I fell, and like the wind was just rushing past me. Yeah, to be honest, the snow should have broke my spine, but the fall, yeah, it should have killed me. But like, I heard this like ding of some sort. Then all of a sudden, I woke up like 2 days later with a light covering snow on me, like I was buried or something.
So you survived 2 days in the snow.
I was covered though.
And you were covered.
Yeah,
And
like
you don't think
it
that's
snowed a little
weird?
bit. It's not, because I was like right out there. Like, you guys were up in the mountains. I was like just into the woods.
Fine in snow when you could be freezing to death. That's
Wow.
a little fishy there, Scald. Seems fishy. We did what we had to do to survive up there because we knew that we had to hunt for food. You're lying in the snow. We're not dead.
You see, Skald is like rubbing his hands together. It's strange still. Very strange.
Maybe, but we worked hard to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he still didn't take care of it. And that's a problem.
It's its home. It's not our job to take care of it. It's been living there longer than we've been there. Why
Yep.
should we harm it?
Why not just be at peace with it? If you guys ever go up the mountains and you do see them, don't pose a threat like how we did.
Be respectful.
You know how you guys have this is your home up there, that's his home or her home. Like, respect that home.
You hear from the back someone shout, "We should get a hunting party together. We should go take care of this thing once for all." Who agrees? And the entire tavern erupts into like cheers, but not confident cheers.
We'll all die if you go up there. And it
Yeah.
will leave one witness like it did with Scald, if it's feeling merciful.
Mhm.
There is no point in trying to attack the Yeti.
So it is a
Even some of you
Yeti.
don't sound confident in it either. Some of you sound like you're scared. So heed our advice and don't do anything stupid.
From behind the bar, you hear Garrick. It's low, but the amount of bass in his voice feels like it rumbles the floor. Enough. As again, every townsfolk in the tavern just sits down when he speaks. We're not sending a hunting party. That's stupid. So they didn't deal with it. So it's still up there. We've lived here for hundreds of years. And most of the time, the people who usually go missing are visitors anyways. So they hear some story. So, no, we don't need to go up the damn mountain. We don't need to go hunt this thing. Let's just enjoy our day, get back to work, and move on. You see most of the town folk just kind of cautiously nod to that response. They shrug it up a little bit, and next thing you know, they start continuing with random other conversations that they had started or seemed to have started or maybe cut short or paused for the moment after everyone got there to have their discussion about what should happen with the mountain. They're going on about random things, and you can see off at that table, the same table that Elias was sitting at. He's just sitting there. He's got a mug of ale in one hand, even though it is just past daybreak. And he's just relaxing. You see Scald kind of sit down again at the bar as he is just rubbing his hands, fiddling with his rings, and kind of just reaching out and grabbing his mug of ale and taking a sip as well. Garrick looks at both of you and just simply says, well, if you're going to go, you might as well go.
We're just, the reason why we stopped in here real quick was to see if we had a map so we know what direction we need to go on our journey. And I want to quickly look at Scald and see, like an Arcana check in a way. Like,
An Arcana check? No, Arcana check wouldn't really be something you could do because you're not really looking at anything. You're not looking. Arcana deals with magic, right? So you're not really looking for anything magical.
Okay.
It'd be more of a perception or an insight check that you want to do. I'll give you the choice which one.
I want to do perception. Like, I want to see, like how you mentioned, like he was like rubbing his hands and that. Like, I want to see if there's something like I have something's fishy about that. Like how he is. Are we 7?
You notice as he's sitting there at the bar, he's like he's rubbing his hands as if like he's pondering. You see him spin a ring or two on his hands and on his different fingers and all that stuff. As he is, you see he's wearing about 6 different rings right now on his hands. You can see him, he's fiddling with each one of them, like as if like it's a coping mechanism for, you know what I mean? As if it's a coping mechanism. You don't really notice much else.
Okay. Like in a way he's like trying to calm his nerves in a way, I guess.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. And Garrick, do you have a map at all?
We don't really have a map. Why? Where are you looking to go?
We're kind of going west across the bay, and that we just need to know which way to go to
get where?
Blackthorn. To Blackthorn.
Blackthorn. You want to go to Blackthorn? Why in Solvar's name would you ever want to go to Blackthorn?
Business. We have our reasons.
Yeah, we have a reason
Business.
we need to go.
You deal with shady kinds?
No,
Are you shady
at all.
people?
not at all. I've never been called shady in my life.
Well, that's what's waiting for you in Blackthorn is shadiness.
We know.
Like,
Yeah, we've heard about
all
it.
right. Well, if you're going Blackthorn, you just head south of here. Okay. Head south towards Dunewood. It's just a little over that way to the west, if you would. You gotta cross the land bridge. That's there. As far as I've ever been. But I believe Blackthorn is like north on the other side of Black Bay. But we don't really have a map. We're not like a tourist destination spot, so we don't really have one of them. You'd have to ask. You know what? You could always ask Mira. Mira over at Brittlebrook Stables. Always ask her.
Okay.
She might be able to tell you how to get there. She travels a bit more than most of us here.
All right.
Yeah, but
All right. Well,
Thank you.
thank you, Garrick.
Mhm.
Wish you the best of luck. And let's leave.
Let's leave. Let's hope you don't have to see us again. Walk away.
he picks up a rag and just starts wiping off the counter. As he's just like looking forward.
All right. Well, stables. Probably should have asked him where those were, but I'm sure it won't be that hard to find.
Yeah.
Place.
Yeah, I have a feeling that too. Yeah. I still can't believe they were trying to go up that mountain as a hunting
Oh my
party.
gosh. There was a moment there where I was like, we should just run. I thought they were gonna attack us. Like,
Yeah. That's what I thought too.
no,
I
I
was
was
for a
gonna,
fight.
yeah, I was gonna grab you and be like, get out of here. But luckily that didn't happen.
Yeah.
As you guys are starting to walk south, you pass the mountain's anvil, and as you get about halfway to the massive pine tree in the middle of town, you notice what looks like where is it? A middle-aged woman kind of brushing snow from the front of large barn doors halfway down, about here. And off there you see a small little sign. It says Brittlebrook. And you can see Mira.
Hello.
Hi.
Mira?
Yeah. How can I help you?
Hi. We were just at the inn there, and we were trying to see if Garrick had a map. And he informed us that you might be able to have a map where you can just kind of help us with our travels. And the way to go.
I don't got no maps. No maps. No maps. I've been some places though. Where are you looking to go? Hold on. Are you two the ones that came out of the mountain?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was it up there?
Cold.
I bet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Nice. There's some nice views walking around the mountain. We've seen pretty nice stuff up there.
Oh yeah? Some nice stuff?
Yeah.
It's not what the others say. Anyways, where are you looking to go?
Oh, we're gonna go to
What, near Black Bay?
yeah.
Oh, Black Bay?
Yeah,
Mm.
just
Oh.
north of it. Yep.
Well, you just not. You want to go to Blackthorn, don't you?
Yeah.
That's the only thing
yeah.
north of Black Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Here's how you're gonna get there. All right, you're gonna kind of go to Dunewood, and then there's the land bridge. You gotta cross the land bridge, and when you get across the land bridge, there's a fork in the road. If you go left, you're gonna go to Stormfell. If you go right, you're gonna go to Oakhurst. You gotta go right. You could go left to Stormfell and maybe ferry across Black Bay, if you really want to go that route. But if you're gonna travel the road, you go right and you go up to Oakhurst, and then past Oakhurst, you're gonna be able to take a left through Oakhurst, and you'll be able to go all the way up to Blackthorn.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just most people don't want to go to Blackthorn. You kind of have to be there if you're going. You know what I mean? It's not really a place you visit. You're not visiting, are you?
No, we got business stuff to handle over there.
Shady types usually have business up there to handle, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. No judgment from me. Anyways, how you planning on getting there?
That was a good question. I was just going to ask if it would have been okay if you would be able to help us out a little bit, if there's any horses.
Oh, I got horses. I got 4 work horses, 2 riding horses, 1 really fast courier horse named Riley, and a stubborn old gelding named Pickle.
Maybe the riding some. Would you be able to make a deal with you?
Oh, that depends. Are you
Unfortunately,
buying or
don't
are you
have
renting?
Renting.
Okay, so first of all, renting is only local, and I'm not going to consider Blackthorn local. So that's I shouldn't have brought it up. It's kind of out of the question. So the only real question is, how much gold do you have on you? Because you want to buy a horse. Well,
no, unfortunately, that's the tough one there. I don't have any on me at the moment.
you don't have any gold, and you want to come here.
Do we have gold on us, or do we not?
I at my currency, I have none.
I'm pretty sure I don't have anything, but I'm not sure.
All right. Realistically, you guys would have had a bit of gold on you, probably about 10 each. Let's start with that. Okay. So you guys got 10 each. You wouldn't have spent anything because you don't really need to spend gold.
Go inventory and add 10 gold.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just add 10 gold.
Okay. Just so I know what I'm playing with here. Because I kind of remember when we started.
Yeah, you picked. You had your weapons assigned to you because I asked you what weapons do you have, and you had your weapons assigned to you. And then we didn't really go through the gold thing because we decided that we were just going to give you the weapons instead of doing that. And you had the armor and all that stuff already assigned to you. Instead of doing, because this was a little more structured when it came to character creation, where it was not as free voting. But essentially you would have gold on you. It's not like you wouldn't have any, right? You would have something. 10 gold is kind of hefty, and you probably would have been given a collection from your community as you went on your travels. This wouldn't be like you wouldn't just have 10 gold. 10 gold to your average person, like in this world. Makes them that's like $100,000. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
That you just have floating on you. You know what I mean? That's the equivalence to it.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry if I'm slow, but where do I add currency?
Go to inventory.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna click total currency. Or tap if you're in the tablet.
Up in the corner there'll be a little gold bar.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you have 9 gold right there as it stands.
I do.
So I
know,
think I
but-
gave you all had 10 gold to begin with. So I guess Ruben,
Okay.
you just didn't mark yours down. Because
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
okay.
at the very beginning when you guys came to this tavern, you did some purchasing
We
of
did, yeah.
stuff. Yes, you did. You
Okay,
did some purchasing
so
stuff.
that's what that means. Okay.
So I would
poison.
probably have 9 as well too. Then after all
Yeah.
that purchasing, then I'll
Okay.
move to 1.
All right.
Okay, so I'll just
Okay, there you go. No, okay,
Okay.
we're
step forward. Ask Mira, how much is it to buy a horse? What's your starting price?
Well, that all depends on the purpose. Cause like, if you're looking at Riley, well, she's a beaut. We're looking at like probably 75, 80 gold for her. The work horses are a little bit cheaper. They're around 60 gold each. And then the riding horses, which are just for pure enjoyment, and I usually only rent out. I don't really sell them, but they'd probably be around 50 gold. But old Pickle here, as she like points over, and you see this, what looks like older, lame kind of horse, kind of brittle in a way. If you look when you look at her, it looks like she's a little brittle. Long gray mane, a salt and pepper tail, and a soft brown with hints of white creeping up all the legs, all the way up and into the belly area. Pickle there. I don't know. Maybe I might let her go for a deal. How much you got?
I got about. Oh, still got to think about travel. I got 7 gold on me.
Oh, 7 gold? Oh,
Mhm.
it's not.
I know it's not much.
It's not really enough. Like Pickles.
I've only got 5, so combined that makes 12. Would you?
12?
Only...
Huh. You know what? Let's make a deal. All right? I've been looking for someone to go get something out of the Kitmill Woods, the Kitmill Forest for a little bit there. It's just south of here. It's a pretty large forest, and there's a little treasure there that I've been interested in, or a little secret, I guess you could say. Something I heard about that I think would be very interesting if it's actually true. Would you both be willing to head down there and check it out for me?
What's in the woods that caught your interest?
What's in the woods? A lot of things. I'm just saying. There is a stag. There's a wild horse down there. Okay. Supposed to be really fast. Supposed to be pretty hard to catch. But he would do wonders for my business. As you can see, Pickle's there, Riley's there. 3 of our workhorses are females. The 2 riding horses are females. I have 1 male, but he's a little up there, and he can't really do the things. And it's like I need to make more horses. So if you're willing to go down, and if you catch this stag for me, if you catch this horse, I'll give you 2 riding horses.
Do a history check to see if I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I'm gonna go grab my AirPods. AirPods back.
Be 11.
As you remember growing up in Dunewood, you heard minimal stories of the. You guys can still hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I just got a weird echo back in my head from my
Good
mic.
Good echo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you all heard it, right?
Yeah, it's normal
Yeah,
now.
okay.
But
Okay. Because I was like, the fuck? You remember hearing about a steed that would run through the woods, through the forest. You can't quite grasp the name, but a lot of people referred to it as the ghost of Kitmel. It had incredible speed. It didn't make sounds when it ran. And its spirit was just unbroken. You remember hearing stories that it mostly lived in the most southern part of Kitmel, but from that is about all you can garner. That's all you can really recall from right now.
pull Orlena aside. So you're like, 1 second, sorry, just let me talk to my friend. We'll discuss the deal. We're not quite sold on it yet. We'll walk like a few meters away. Well, what do you think, Orlena?
So that does sound like a good deal. Like
It does.
if we do capture this horse that she's looking for, I know it kind of holds us from going straight to Blackthorn. But if we do this real quick, then journey back, bring the horse back, then we could easily just carry on. I think we can make it work. Yeah.
It'll be as easy as it seems to capture it.
Can I roll a history check to see if I know anything about that too?
You can, but not being. Go ahead. Roll me a history check.
Yeah. Let's see. Be 16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
You don't quite recall much of you don't quite recall.
No.
You remember hearing there's always legends of different majestic animals from all over Umberfell. This one is a little out of your reach.
Okay. So it was kind of what my mindset was going like, I haven't heard of this thing, but maybe you can give her best shot and take it head on.
If you're confident, I'm with you. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can take it together then.
Yeah. I'll just have to ask her for some rope and what else we need. All we got is our weapons right now. And this backpack from
Yeah.
Edric.
Yeah, still got my rope, pretty sure. All right, so
Okay.
go tell Mira that we're in.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. And turn back around and walk back to her.
All right. So what do you say?
All right. We'll take your deal. We'll capture the steed from Kitmel Forest, and in return, you'll give us 2 riding horses.
This is amazing. This is. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, well, just be careful. All right.
Alrighty.
Thorn stride is quite fast. Just so you're aware.
Good.
Just be careful.
Is
As
there
she-
any equipment that you could give us so that we could capture this horse for you?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Okay, we'll get you all fully set up here. All right. As she quickly scurries into the barn. And that's when you see in a large hayloft just above the ground floor, you see some like movement. And then all you hear is Mira shout, "Tenek! Get out of bed. You need to go get those damn stables turned over. Riley's been itching to get out. Get out of bed." I just see this teenage boy just kind of crawl out of what looks like a hay bale. Messy hair. Tucking his shirt into his pants. As he kind of like scurries past you, out the barn door, and over towards what looks like a larger pasture with all the horses. Moments later, Mira returns. She plops down in front of you a saddle. But more important, she plops down right beside it is this rope. It doesn't look like normal rope, though. It's braided with what looks like strands of some sort of silver inlay. She looks up at you. This'll do. This is good stuff. It won't break. It won't break easy. So, and from what I've heard, the ghost of Kitmel, he's something else. So, but if you guys do your best, you bring them back. Well, 2 riding horses for sure.
Marty? Who was that? That was. No, you're getting that. Pretty. Is your
Oh, that's my son, Tenek. He sleeps in way too late. He understands he needs to be up when the sun hits. Sun rises, the dawn breaks. He's got to be up. He's got to be dealing with those stables. It's hard to teach him some days, but he's a good boy.
That's good.
Anyways,
Okay.
so excited for this
Well-
venture.
Yeah. Well, bring the best we can to go get that ghost of Kitmel there for you.
All right.
Any good starting point to where to go look from anything you heard, just so we know what way to go.
Yeah, like I said, he's mostly spotted around the south end of Kitmel, but yeah.
Okay, so it is okay.
All right.
Was it Thornstride? You said we were going to be riding.
What?
Yeah.
No.
What?
wait.
What are you saying? No, that's
No,
the
I
one you're
think-
catching.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
We'll
I heard his
listen to
name is
rewriting that now.
Thornstride or something. A ghost of
Oh.
Kitmel. That's what the last traveler through here told me about. This man. He was heading down there. He had invested interests. We made the same deal. He wanted a horse. told him to go down, but he never came back.
Okay, sorry, I misheard. I thought Thornstride was one of your horses that we were going to use. Sorry, my apologies.
That's all good. I'm just excited that I might get myself a steed and be able to grow my business a little more. That's exciting.
Mhm.
We shall do our best and be back as soon as we have got Thornstride.
All right. Well, off you go.
All right.
See you when you get back.
See ya.
See ya.
Turn around, start walking away.
Okay, the
Or
saddle.
we have a saddle, so like, is one of us strapping this thing to our back?
Yeah, I could strap it to my back.
This saddle isn't what you would call like super aggressive. It's not. You know what I'm trying to say. Like it's more like a rolled up, or a real thick leather bundle, that has leather straps, like sewn into it that have stirrups on the bottom. It would probably be quite easily stored if you were to like run it in a pack behind on your back.
Well, Orlena, do you want to carry it, or do you want me to carry it?
I'll carry the saddle. Pop
Okay.
it
I'll
between my.
keep the rope then. All right.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Yep. Won't miss Alderhall too much,
Yeah.
but
I
it'll
know
be
they
nice to be
love
in
us.
yeah. It'll be nice to be in Kitmel Forest again. I grew up there.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time I just walked by it when I was coming here, so it would be nice to see where you're
Yeah.
from.
No, definitely, it's lovely. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it'll be maybe we'll swing by home on the way to Blackthorn.
Yeah.
That'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Hopefully, be a bit of an easy challenge to catch this thorn stride, if I
Yeah.
remember it correctly.
Yeah. No, I like that attitude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
it's
too.
a good mind.
We're gonna succeed.
Yeah,
We got this. Super easy.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
It isn't what you would call a quick walk. It's a jump and a skip to get to where you need to be.
Mhm.
As you can see, Alderholt is right there. And as you do finally leave the town and the snow starts to part a little bit here and there, and you start to get into greener pastures, if you will, like the more softer land. It's not as cold and biting as the Andor Mountains have pushed out. You see part of Kitmel Forest to your right as you're walking down the path. It's only about 4 hours to the woods. It's not a very far walk. You manage to catch little glimpses of some of the animals that you remember that you growing up with. Where are they? You see, why can't I find the animals, man? No. No. Yep, kind of messed that all up. Anyways, it isn't long before you come across what looks like an opening that is just south of Olderholt. You've been traveling about three and a half hours. You're following along the edge of the mountain, and as you get closer and closer, the woods start to gather in space. They start to open in little gaps here and there, but you can't really tell quite where you should enter in. Dunewood is just another couple hours down the road if you wanted to head there. For the most part, you're kind of close to where you think you need to be. Where's everything there? What are you doing?
Okay, so we're probably roughly right here, roughly.
So you've traveled down this path down here, down to here, and you've gotten you're right about here. You're at the bend in the road. Hathor, you know this bend in the road does lead towards Dunewood, where you're from.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, you are basically on the precipice. You're right here. You could either break into the forest and just start trying to search. From you living in Dunewood your whole life and hearing stories of this forest horse, the steed that roams in this area, you know that it mostly hangs around the southern part of the island, the most southern part of the island, or I guess it's not really an island, but it is right now. Down in this area right here. You know that that's kind of where you've heard of the stories that have come about.
Well, I think if we keep heading south and into the forest, then we should be able to find Thornstride pretty quick.
Okay.
Or at least.
Okay. Well, fully earlied, you know these woods a bit more better than I would. I'd probably get us lost, knowing my luck.
Well, I don't know. You've got pretty sure feet in the woods.
Yeah.
And if you find any animals to catch for dinner or lunch, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a pretty long walk. I am getting pretty hungry too, so
Yeah.
we'll, if I catch something, we'll have a quick bite to eat.
Oh yeah. All right. Press onward
Into the woods.
into the woods.
Cueing
Into the
Frozen
woods
into
you
the
go.
unknown. Start
Into
cueing
the
that
woods you
Frozen
go.
song into the unknown.
As you enter into these woods, you feel a pressure. Like something is kind of warning you to not step out of hand. As you get closer, as you feel like the air is shifting, I'd like you both to roll me a perception check, please.
That would be 6.
5. So 6 as well.
All right. Ugh.
I would like to die.
You are... Hathor, you're in an area where you have never really truly visited. So this is new to you. This is most of these woods that you're in right now they're old. The trees are old. The ground is old, and it feels like there's a drawing coming from it, like a beckoning that has kept something alive for far too long. You feel like that this area has been untouched for centuries. But in the same, you feel like people have walked it just days ago. As you guys are searching and trying to figure out where to start, where to begin your search for this majestic creature, this what you could only feel like would be an amazing accomplishment to capture. You're looking about, and Hathor, as you take another step, you get your foot caught like a vine on the ground. As you do, it feels like you trip forward just a little bit. As Orlena sees you trip forward just a little bit, she reaches out to you, but she also gets caught. She gets caught by one of the same vines, which is strange because there's no vines hanging from the trees here. There's no things. And as you guys go to turn and look back at what is causing this ruckus, you see an old man, or what you can only imagine is an old man. These vines have curled around him. They've seeped into parts of him. And they feel it looks like there's a pulse coming from them. Because the clothing and the gear, the overall look of this body on the ground looks like it would have come from someone who was younger in age. But the person in front of you looks like he could easily be 100. As you see these vines, as they're wrapped around him, they're pulling in, and you see them slowly moving, creeping. You can feel the earth around you pulsing, like it's alive. Then suddenly, you hear it. This call, this sound that is meant to scare you away. You think you hear hoof prints. You think you hear the stride of a beast. But it's silent, ever creeping, ever crouching in around you. So loud at the same time. And for a bleak second, a moment, you see this body, this dark gray stallion. Mane black, threaded with silver streaks. Vines twisting faintly through its tail. Before you can fully grasp the nature of this animal, its speed so incredibly fast. You see it disappear. Not like it ran behind a large tree, but as if it ran through it. And then you hear the wind.
Hmm.
You hear the screeching of the branches as they caress one another through the canopy. You hear this soft, yet undeniably stoic voice. What brings you to Kitmel? And that's where we're in tonight's session.
Oh crap!
Our feet are still stuck in those vines.
Yeah. So now you're in Kitmel Forest, which is awesome. I love Kitmel Forest. I really do. If you don't know, this is also the name of a forest in another one of my homebrew worlds.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the word Kitmel. I don't know what it is. It's just it's nice.
Intriguing.
Yeah, what brings you to Kitmel?
A horse.
Yeah, so that was fun. Thank you guys for joining us. I really do appreciate every single one of you. This is absolutely amazing. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, it would really be amazing that you do so. You guys are, Kitmel. Yeah, that's how you spell it. It really is amazing that you guys spend your free time here. With all of you watching, this is absolutely amazing. We got quite a number of people in here right now. It's absolutely amazing. This is freaking awesome. Thank you so much for watching tonight. We had a blast. I really thoroughly enjoy writing and DMing in general, and I'm really hoping that you guys are enjoying yourself while we're playing this as well. You're enjoying yourself, right?
Yep.
Like just
We're not
look at
tied
you.
up. Yeah, we're having
Yeah.
fun. We're having fun. I didn't know.
But yeah, so if we're having fun. We're having fun. I
Yeah.
see half the time. I don't know if it's like the players are actually enjoying themselves, or if like they're just saying they're enjoying themselves because like I'm actively producing a session like every week, so they get to play D&D. So they're just saying it because they're like, you know what? Yeah, we're enjoying ourselves. Only because I get to play every week. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's that complex. You know what I mean?
Sure.
No,
Anyways,
I'm having a blast.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are.
It's been fun.
If you guys don't know, it's this is Ruben's second campaign, but he's still a fairly new D&D player. And Taryn here, this is her first time playing D&D. We're 10 sessions deep now?
Yep.
I think
on
so,
this.
yeah.
And we're having ourselves a good time. If you guys want to join the kit, I would love to run this with 4 players. I would love to have 4 players because that would be absolutely amazing. But it's not a necessity. I do not have to have that. And I'm content with just us 3 doing it because I'm really having a blast. We will open up the potentiality for people to possibly join, but there will be, for lack of a better way to say it, interviews to make sure that people are the right fit. We had another player that was in it, and he ended up not working out, just so everyone is aware. So we had to cut him from the campaign early enough that it saved everything and we didn't get too entwined on stuff. But yeah, if you guys want to join the campaign, all you gotta do is go to the Discord. The Discord will be in the link on the channel on YouTube. It'll also be in the link in Twitch. It'll also be in the link in the TikTok. It's literally in everything, right? It's called the Madhouse. Look us up on Discord if you're really trying to find it. It literally is the picture is like a little house, and in the moon it says the Madhouse. It's pretty significant. But yeah, just join the Madhouse, and then we can have a conversation from there, and we can see if we can add another body in, because it would be a lot of fun to have a third body in here. But anyways, I'm super exhausted. I can only imagine you guys are also super exhausted, and it's been an awesome night, but it's time to say goodbye.
Have a good night, everyone.
Y'all have a good night, man. We also have merch in the Etsy shop. Not required for anyone to buy, but always supports the channel if you do. Ruben here has bought a couple things already. He really does love it and that. But yeah, not a necessity, but it does help support the channel and everything we're doing. These two put a lot of time and effort into playing and accomplishing. That's the other thing I need from both of you. Okay, listen, I need you guys to give me a list of things. Okay, so here, hold on, give me a second. I got to go to the POs, and I'm going to say this just over here because I can. No, where is Durnrath? Where is the thing? Where's the thing? Where's the thing? No, it's to be lore. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There it is. Okay, so I need you both to give me a list of about 15 things. Okay. You are not to save this list. You are to only type it into the Discord chat, each individual, so the other doesn't see it. Okay. I will then copy it and then delete it from that chat. You guys don't get to have it afterwards. Once you write it down and send, I will take it and then it's gone. Okay. It's very important that you don't keep a copy of this list. Okay. The list has to be of, it's from that gate. Okay. I need memories, strengths, emotional dulls that have happened, anything like that. Something that can be withdrawn from you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The solstice gate, if you guys use it, something has to be taken from you. So I need a list of 15 things that you guys have that's part of your thing that we can withdraw from. Okay.
Memories, emotions, and like that.
Strengths, weaknesses, things that have happened, things that can be pulled from you from a personal standpoint.
Okay.
Along those lines, just, you know what I mean, like a memory, like Hathor, it could be a memory of an early memory of your father, if he was around when you were like, just, you know what I mean. Ruben, it could be some of the stories your father's told you about your mother. It could be things like that. It could be memories of things you did in your childhood when you were out in the woods or out hunting or any of that stuff. Just things like that. Try to think of some stuff that would be important to your character that you would risk losing for using this gate.
Okay, sounds good.
The Discord. So here, give me a second here. Let me pull the Discord real quick. Okay, here we go. Where's the invite? Discord link right in here. There it is. Paste. That's the Discord link right there. Okay, if you guys need to get in there, it's also in the thing. So if you need to get into the thing, it's also there as well. Okay, let's go back into the table. There we go. Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And like I said before, the best thing you can do with supporting this channel is giving us your free time, donating your free time to watch us play. That's the thing that we can only hope for at the end of the day. because that's what really makes everything kind of flow, you know? Like, we do this for fun. We do this for a hobby. Yeah. Would we like to be Critical Role? That would be fucking amazing. Is it going to happen? No. But I'm just saying, like, we can have goals. You know what I mean? We can have goals. We can have ambitions.
Oh yeah.
It'll never happen.
As the
But
wise man once said, we didn't come this far just to get this far.
no, we did not. That's one of those sweaters right there. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you both so much. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. You're all so wonderful, amazing. Thank you so much. Like I said, subscribe if you want to catch us live next time every Tuesday, 9 p.m. PST, or Saturdays in person, by the way. We have a table behind us that we do a live in-person campaign on Saturday night. Same thing, 9 p.m. PST. Come on by, watch it up. We have a lot of fun. One of the characters tries to ride the beast. Yes. You want to get a hold of that? You'll have to watch some of the previous VODs to figure out what ride the beast means. You're also wonderful and amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time. Let's get out of here.
Take your chance, make it right in the game of endless night. Every quest, every fight, dreams are born in the light. Legends rise, we won't fall. Through the storm, hear the call. Fall for an initiative. Heroes on the road to finish. Take a chance, make it right in the game of endless night. Ever initiative, heroes heart so definitive. Take your chance, make it right in the game of endless night. Every quest, every fight, dreams are born in the light. Legends rise, we won't fall. Through the storm, hear the call. Roll for initiative here. Heroes' hearts so definitive. Take your chance, make it right in the game of endless night. Every quest, every fight, dreams are born in the light. Legends rise, we won't fall. Through the storm, hear the call. Legends rise, we won't fall. Through the storm, hear the call.